So look out, you crazy Canucks. Something weird-ass this way comes. Next week, Wanderin' Wallace takes a raunchy road trip up to the Great White North to meet with a star.
So we're about to do Smodcast episode 259, me and Scott Mosier. A few people had tweeted me a link to the story that appeared in an online ad on a website. It's called gumtree.uk.
Hello. I am looking for a lodger in my house. I have had a long and interesting life.
A room for rent in exchange for an odd payment.
I have, over the last few months, been constructing a realistic walrus costume. To take on position as my lodger, you must be prepared to wear the walrus suit for approximately 2 hours each day.
There's a point in the podcast where you can hear my mind snap into like a ding, and I'm like, this movie needs to exist.
Number one, anyone listening to this, copyright Kevin Scott, because this is a fucking horror movie.
Suddenly it becomes viable. It goes from dopey podcast conversation to, you know, this hashtag.
Walrus yes, walrus no. Your vote is crucial.
Checking the walrus yes hashtag. It's thousands. Started here on a microphone, then went here to the laptop. Suddenly, I had myself a script. Saying it at Comic-Con made it real.
1 month ago, there was no fucking walrus movie in my life whatsoever. And 1 month later, man, it looks like if everything's good, if everything works out the way I would like it to work out, we're gonna make Tusk.
Hello. I'm an old man who has enjoyed a long and storied life at sea. I know I do not wish to spend my remaining years alone in a giant house, not when I have such stories to share.
We thought we'd be shooting in Canada, but we wound up going to North Carolina. It turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to the movie. In North Carolina at this point, they're shooting two TV shows, Banshee and Homeland. We go to North Carolina and we cherry pick those two crews, and then we're off and running.
All right, guys, here we go. Settle.
Action, Michael.
No, always do sober what you do drunk. That'll teach you to keep your mouth shut.
Hemingway said that.
Yes, he did. And he said it to me.
Everything about this is very much a Smodcast picture. I took that very seriously because the whole movie's generated from a podcast. So the script is full of things that we've talked about in Smodcasts over the year, including the hobo spider. That was something we talked about in like one of the first 20 episodes of the podcast.
Spider? Yes, a brown recluse. What a toxic little insect. These woods are full of them.
The guy is a podcaster in the movie. Like, it's the first movie born of a podcast, and it's the first movie about a podcaster. You know, I like going through weird, stupid doors first that nobody gives a shit about. Ralph Garman's in the movie, my co-host from Hollywood Babylon.
Same as they do in the States. It sure puts the BM in the PM's coffee. That is something.
Harley, my daughter, who I talk about on the podcast and who I've done an episode or two of Smodcast with.
I hate American guys.
When you hear me sit there and talk about Tusk, I'm always trying to give credit to this person, credit to this person. I share a lot of credit because it was a collaborative effort, but really it was the people who hashtagged Walrus Yes. Because, you know, sometimes you just need total strangers to be like, you're doing the right thing. And I had a bunch of total strangers going, do it. There's no reason to not chase all your dreams or push all your whimsies, you know, just to see where they go, unless your whimsies involve hurting people. Like, if your whimsies are like, I want to sew a guy into a walrus suit for real, I ain't talking to you.